Hey guys, I'm the 50s Kid. In last week's video where I showed you how to properly adjust your parking brake shoes, I also mentioned that I've been getting noise from my right rear brake caliper basically ever since I owned the car. And I've tried changing pads that I really thought it was the pads, but last week I happened to notice that the brake caliper mounting bracket actually had some dimples worn into it where the pad ears contact it. And these style of brakes were designed without brake hardware, so that's just, you know, straight metal on metal contact. They're just rubbing right there, and I think it's rubbing a dimple into where the pad sits, and I think that's what's causing the noise. I think it's causing the pad to possibly pull back a little bit, not sit normally in the as close to the rotor as it should, and since there's a little bit of a gap there, that's probably what's causing the vibration. That's my theory anyway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull off the brake caliper bracket, and I think I'm going to file down the ears right there where the pads sit so that they're just flat now. I'm going to, you know, take them down to where the current low spot is, and that way there's just no sharp edges or of the hump, so the pad won't be able to, you know, so now the pad will be able to slide freely. Anyway, let's get started. So as you can see here, guys, you can see that there's some extra shiny spots in the center here. That corresponds to where the pad basically sits down, and you can see that there's that shiny spot on the back of the pad. That's the only place where it touches. It doesn't sit on any other part of the ear. So this ear, even though there's a groove for it, that never touches. It's only that little spot right there and right there. And it looks like those spots have just sort of, those little ears have worn some spots on here and on the back as well. Same thing. So I'm figuring maybe I can just sort of file those down a little bit, make sure there are no like little ramps where the pads might catch on, because again, my theory is that, you know, you press the brakes squeeze on the rotor, and then when you let off the brakes, the little square cut seal inside where the piston sits in the bore, that square cut seal kind of pulls the piston back just a little bit, and it pulls the pad back ever so slightly, just so that it's, you know, it's close to the rotor but it's not touching. And if it's back a little too far, that could actually cause a little bit of vibration. And I think it might be back a little too far if there's a little ramp that it's sitting on, then that ramp is sort of causing it to push itself back. That's my theory anyway. So maybe if I try to clean up these little surfaces, it might do something. Now, I was going to try to use a file right here, but there's a little hump right here that actually is going to prevent the file from sitting flat. So I can't use that big file. I'm going to have to use like a little file and try to do something. I don't know if this is even going to work. And I don't have to get the whole surface. I just have to get that narrow slot where I can already see the shininess. Yeah, this is working pretty good. Yeah, it's just that shiny spot's almost gone, basically. If I didn't mention before, the sound that I'm getting, it's sort of like a hooting sound. It's only happening in reverse. So that is the problem. Yeah, that's very nice. I mean, I don't know if I really need to get the spot all the way gone, but I suppose I'm going to. Actually, that's good enough. You know, if you can't feel it with your finger, then it's gone. It's good. So that really didn't take too long at all. You know, less than a minute. The one on this side's way worse. Okay, that one's good there too. I think I'm going to flip this around in my vise here, just so I can get at the other side more easily. There's definitely a little depression in there. That's what I'm trying to get out. Okay, very nice. So obviously it's not going to be possible for me to get these, you know, perfectly the same height. You know, there was kind of no way to to make them exactly the same height. So theoretically, the brake pad could be cocked slightly at an angle this way or that way, you know, like maybe 0.0 or 0.2 millimeters, something like that. It's just the chance that I'm going to take. Anyway, I'm going to throw this back on the car. And this time I'm going to use this lubricant. This is, you know, silicone extreme ceramic, and they bill this as being safe to use on all the rubber and plastic brake components. So you don't have to use two different lubes. I don't have to use silicone paste for the caliper slide pins, and then this for the backs of the pads and for the ears. This is just all I'm going to need. So I think it's just a combination of silicone paste and the normal, you know, ceramic brake lubricant that Permatex sells. So this is their most expensive stuff. Hopefully this will eliminate any other chatter that might be there, but hopefully this filing job has done the trick. So I didn't get any noise at all from that rear wheel, but to be honest, I was getting a little bit of noise from the front wheels now, just right when I was coming to a stop, because I backed out and I pulled back and backed in several times there. I was getting a loud, just regular brake squeal from the fronts, so great, that's a new problem. But no noise from the rear wheel, that was the culprit, no hooting sound, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, anyway, I don't know if I can really call this a fix, because the last time I changed my brakes, when I first put these on brand new a couple weeks ago, they were silent for about 2 to 3 weeks, and then the noise started to come around. So maybe things kind of need to bed in or something. I don't know. I don't feel like calling this a fix until some time has passed, and I definitely know that there's no more hooting sound. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll just update the description of this video after a couple weeks and just let you know whether this was a confirmed fix or not. But either way, this was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. I'm the 50s Kid. Thanks a lot for watching.